Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is a British glam pop singer, songwriter, guitarist, and pianist, Venus Ferrari. I love your name. Hi, Venus.
Hi, Ali. How are you doing?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great too.
Thank you for coming on. And I know last week you were supposed to be on, and I had technical difficulties, but we've got it all worked out, so we're good to go. Now, I absolutely love you. I love what you stand for. I love the girl power that you exude with your music, your videos, everything you do. You have an all-female band, which when I first saw the YouTube video, and I'm urging everybody, go and watch Venus Ferrari on YouTube. It will blow you away. I was like, oh my God, are they really playing? And then I was like, oh yeah, they are. They're really playing. So that is very cool. Basically, Venus, tell me like when you started all of this and right up to now.
Well, I guess I started with music really early. I started by playing piano when I was 5. So it was classical piano. Because I think I was annoying the hell out of everybody we had a piano at home, and so I was just constantly just making noise on it. I think at some point my mom said, we should get her lessons because otherwise she's just going to keep on annoying everybody. At least she should learn. Since she's going to make noise, at least let it be something harmonic.
Yeah.
And so I sent off to music lessons, which I don't even remember, by the way, starting because I was 5, so I don't even remember that. So yeah, it started with that. It was classical piano, which I fell in love with. I just immediately wanted to play Mozart and Beethoven, and I just didn't want to play the little kiddie songs. I wanted to play the serious stuff, because I wanted to play the kids' songs. They're boring, and I just wanted to play the concertos and the sonatas.
When you were 5, wow.
But obviously, I couldn't. There was a bit of studying to do, so I was just scales, arpeggios. I played a lot. I was on the piano a lot, and I would just do my scales, I'd do my arpeggios, and then I'd just sit there for hours and just play random melodies, random chords. That was like basic songwriting, I guess.
Yeah.
Which I didn't doing, but I was just like making up stuff that I wanted to hear. And then, singing came shortly after that because along with playing piano, I really wanted to sing. Because my family, no one's a musician, but everybody loves music. So there was always music in the house. There was always music everywhere. And so on top of playing piano, it came spontaneously to want to sing. And so I started voice lessons when I was like 7, and I just sang all the Disney songs, musical theatre, Andrew Lloyd Webber, that kind of thing, and opera.
Opera?
I just sing Verdi and. That was one of my earliest ambitions, to be an opera singer. I was like, okay.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was always like, when we did school shows, I was always the one who got the singing parts because I was always the one who had to be singing, otherwise I wasn't happy. And I think my mom gave me singing lessons for the same reason. She gave me piano lessons, just making me sound better since I was annoying the hell out of everyone with my singing. Everywhere, in the car, in the shower, everywhere around the house, just in the supermarket, anywhere. I was just literally singing everywhere. She said, okay, let's at least teach her to sing decently that way, be a little bit annoying. So piano and singing just started from a very young age, and it's been something that's always been very part of my life. Then I went to school which had a really strong performing arts program, and basically they said, okay, you buy the instrument and you can have free lessons. And with that was like passport to paradise. I was like, okay, that's it. I started studying the violin, the cello, the clarinet, the trumpet, the flute. I just played like half the orchestra, without actually becoming good at anything. But I played them, and I think the neighbors really enjoyed the trumpet phase. That was probably their favorite.
I'm sure they did.
I'm pretty sure they enjoyed it. I think the piano and the singing was put into perspective after that. Phase. I think when I stopped the trumpet, they said, okay, at least she sings. She plays the piano. She doesn't play the trumpet anymore. Improvement.
Yes, they were happy. They took the for sale sign down.
It was an improvement. Yeah, and the organ too. I played like the organ. I was like 10, and I was playing it for weddings and funerals and christenings. And I was just, I love Bach, because I think he was like the 16th, 17th century rock and roller, or Beethoven, Paganini, those are the rock stars of those times. And so I really like the kind of the fugues, and it was cool, the atmosphere you have with an organ. So yeah, that's the classical part. But then when I was 13, I fell in love with rock and roll. I started listening to Bon Jovi and all the glam and hair bands of the 80s.
Yes.
Especially to Joan Jett and Rita Ford and Poison and Def Leppard, stuff like that. And of course, my guitar heroes were Richard Sambora, Lita Ford, and Joan Jett. So obviously, I had to start playing guitar. I couldn't not do that. So I picked up electric and acoustic guitar. And from then on, it was definitely more on the rock side. I was more interested in the rock music. And I had my bands, different kind of tribute bands. I did my own music, just, the kind of thing a teenager does who wants to do music. And then, so I was just really concentrating on both the songwriting and really creating my own sound at that point. Then when I was in my late teens, I started, I went around Europe with a lot of different tribute bands. I had an Evanescence tribute band, an 80s tribute band.
Nice.
So I just did different kind of tribute bands all around. It was fun, and it really helped me, create a live presence, because it takes experience. And then at a certain point, I met producer Lex Mars, with whom I'm working now. My music is all produced by him. Mm-hmm. He's really good. Everyone should follow him, by the way, on Twitter. Lex Mars 9, I think is the tag. He'll be a name that you'll hear in the future.
Okay.
So follow him while he follows back, because in the future that won't work. He'll be like Max Martin or Desmond Child or like that. And I met him in Italy, and we started working on our own project. We created glam pop, which is basically a combination of the music we like best, which is 80s music, everything, modern mainstream pop, and EDM.
Yes.
So it's electronic sounds with accessible songs that everyone can understand, and with a bit of the energy and glam of the 80s.
Yeah.
You could put it that way. Mm-hmm. So we create our own genre, and we've produced the songs, and here we are.
Yes. Now, speaking of the songs, you released Alpha Girl, the video, the song, a while ago now, and it's doing really, really well. And I love the message behind it, because I know I was talking to somebody that's been in the industry for a long, long time, and he said that lately it seems like there's more males on the scene than females.
Absolutely.
So,
I was looking at the AMAs, the American Music Awards.
Yes.
I was shocked the other day to see that, apart from the only female categories, where you have to nominate females, you can't hardly nominate a male for a female category. But in all the other categories, there were no women.
No.
They're all men. Mm-hmm. All men. Artist of the Year, all men.
Yes.
Album of the Year, all men. Video of the Year, all men. And I was like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a shift. We need to take it back, Venus. You're my hope.
I'm doing my best.
You're doing really well. Now, you are totally like a badass and a rebellion, and you can tell, but you were absolutely gorgeous. I know that you also model, which is not surprising at all. Now, like you said, you're inspired by Madonna, Lady Gaga, Lita Ford, Avril Lavigne, Keisha, everybody. You remind me so much of Annie Lennox when she first started out. You just have this fearlessness about you that you're just going to conquer the world, and I love it because I think you are. And with Lex Mars behind you, and I mean, you guys own the production company, and it is called, and now I've lost what it's called, Superstar Records, right?
Yep. Superstar.
And right now, you're just basically working on Venus Ferrari and getting you out there and your image and everything else. Now, if you had, because you're so strong, and because, I mean, your message is promoting women, and strong women, and I love it, and daring them to dream and to stand up for themselves, and I think that's absolutely phenomenal, especially in this day and age, which I never thought we'd kind of go backwards a little bit, but it seems we have.
Yeah. It does seem like that.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that you're going forward. So,
Yeah.
if
I think we really need an injection of new life into the whole music scene. And
yes,
we definitely need some really strong new female performers. Because, I mean, we've already got Madonna and Pink, and we've got the strong females, but we need the new ones. We need the 20-year-olds.
yes.
And there are a lot of strong males, but we're kind of missing the females. So.
Yeah, exactly. And this is by no means bashing men. It's just the way the industry is right now. Yeah. And your message is just to empower and to uplift, which is amazing. Now, if you had any kind of advice to give any new artist that was starting out, what would it be?
I think the key is to be yourself 100%. You have to figure out who you are 100% and be that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And in a world that's constantly trying to tell you what to be, how to think, how to dress, how to sing, how to, that is probably the biggest rebellion, just to shamelessly and fearlessly and just be yourself. So, and that goes 360 degrees. That goes for the way you dress, the way you look, the way you act, the kind of music you do. It means breaking out of the mold that is created by a male-dominated industry. Mm-hmm. So it goes 10 times for girls. It's true for men too, but it goes 10 times for the girls. Because there's a lot of people who want to try to tell you you have to be like that. You have to dress like that. Your hair has to be like that. You have to be skinny, or you don't have to be skinny.
Yeah.
So I think to really be a good artist, you have to be yourself 100%. So I think my advice to any new artist would be find out who you are, figure that out, because mm-hmm. It's not as obvious as it seems. Just figure that out, look inside yourself and figure out who you are, and then be that 100%, mm-hmm. Without any fear, without holding anything back. Because I think people connect with that. The sincerity, the realness of somebody who's fearless in themselves, I think that's something unique.
Yeah.
It's more important than talent or the way you look or the kind of music you do. It's something that I think is essential.
Yeah, definitely. That is great.
Yourself.
Great advice. Be yourself. Great advice. And I totally agree with you. The word cookie cutter has been mentioned on my show quite a few times, and I can start. It's starting to slowly shift. There's getting more indie stations, more indie supporters, more places for indies to showcase their music. I am so honored to be part of it. I am so honored to be sitting here talking to you right now, because you're going to be on those AMAs one day. Like, you seriously are, Venus. You are on the right track. Your message, you're sexy as hell, and I'm saying that as a completely normal woman. You just embrace the strength in you and share it. And I love that, especially with Alpha Girl. Alpha Girl is amazing. Beautiful Disaster as well too. I mean, just your songs are just, I can't even get into words how much I love them and how much I appreciate what you're doing for women and for yourself, and thankfully for us, because we get to watch and listen. And I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping all your dreams come true on this journey, and that I get to watch, and I get to go, hey, she was on my show, because I know it's going to get to that point. So I'm very, very excited. Now, we've talked about Alpha Girl and Beautiful Disaster. Give us a little bit more background in both those songs.
Okay, so Alpha Girl is my latest single, as you know, it came out in August, and basically the message is very clear. The idea came about because I had heard the term alpha girl used, or alpha woman, alpha female used negatively, mm-hmm. while alpha male is definitely a positive, it's a compliment, yeah? And I was like, that's not fair. If it's positive for the male, it's positive for the women. That's not fair. So I thought, I'm going to give my own positive twist on it. Now I'm going to take Alpha Girl and I'm going to make it positive. I'm going to make it something that is proud. Like being a bad bitch is good nowadays.
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to take Alpha Girl, I'm going to make it that. So I guess it's again about being yourself and standing up for who you are, not letting anyone, male or otherwise, to tell you what to do. Don't try to tell me what I should do. Mm-hmm. My boy turned me into you, because I'm going to be myself. And there is nothing you can fucking do to change that. And it's a message that I think a lot of women need to hear, because I guess a lot of people are scared to, stand up for themselves, because it takes strength, it takes courage to do that. So it's a song I wish every woman in the world could hear and could take as their personal mantra. So
me as well.
That was the inspiration behind Alpha Girl. That's the message I want to give with that, I guess. And Beautiful Disaster is, I guess it's about how all of us, and that means every single person on the planet, we could all be legends. We all have something really special inside of us to give the world, to share. But so often, for a million reasons, because we're scared, or because people have told us we're not good, or, for millions of reasons, instead of doing that, instead of becoming legends, instead of really following our dreams, our hearts, and just doing what we want to do, we end up being beautiful disasters and living a life we're not really happy with, And it's it can be applied to love as well, Just lots of couples, they could be so perfect together, but for a million and one reasons, they just end up being such a mess.
Yeah.
Sad, because what's better than a happy couple?
Exactly.
But so often the happy ever after turns to a beautiful disaster. So I guess that's the idea behind Beautiful Disaster.
And I love it. And a couple of days ago, a girlfriend and I were talking about how women get caught up in an abuse cycle and they stay with people that they shouldn't be with. And I talked about your song, actually. And I said, it's so sad because you only get one life. And so many people, and it goes for men too, are caught up in this awful, awful existence, and it just makes me sad because they're not going to experience, all the great things that there is for life out there. And I said to her, you should hear Venus Ferrari's song Beautiful Disaster, because it just fits right now into this conversation. So she actually did go and listen to it and phone me, and she said, you're right. I'm like, I know. But she really likes Alpha Girl too. She likes the message behind it, and as well as I. Now, we can purchase your music anywhere online. We can also, like I said, everybody go to YouTube, and you have to see Venus in action, because she's like a lioness. I can't even or a panther. I don't even know how to explain it, but she takes control of that stage along with her entire girl band, and it's just absolutely amazing to watch. So I urge everybody there to go and watch. Everybody to go and watch YouTube. Also, your website is venusferrari.com. It will be on my website, and there will be a link. So as soon as they click it, they'll be able to go and look at you and all your gorgeous pictures and sample more of your music besides the 2 songs that you have out right now. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and for being you. And I hope that, if there's going to be cookie cutters in this world, I hope that they start following your lead. And maybe be a little bit of a cookie cutter, but still be outside the box and be themselves, like you said. So, yeah. So, thank you so much, Venus. And like I said, when you're crossing that AMA stage to pick up, the Entertainer of the Year, not the women categories, but the Entertainer of the Year, I'm going to be so excited for you. It's not even going to be funny. So yes, I wished you the best. And just give me a shout out when you do. No, I'm joking. When you get that award, yell, Allie's Attic Show. No, I'm joking. But thank you so much for coming on, and all the best to you.
It's really awesome. I just want to say that I really appreciate your show and all you do for indie artists, because it's people like you that make the difference. Because it's really, really precious. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I love doing this. It's my passion. And thank you for joining me on Allie's Attic. Keep checking my website, because you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers.